Our Saturday Lenten Lunchtime lesson from Father Andrew of the Society of the Divine Compassion is by the cross of Christ. Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother. John 19, verse 25. God's love for the world and our share in it. It is because we are made in God's image that we are able to suffer spiritually. It was because if God was to love his divine Son with a perfect love, that he should desire for him what he would consider the most perfect fulfillment of his being, and that was the incarnate self-emptying for the world's redemption. Mary, standing by the cross, represents humanity sharing in the divine sacrifice, rising up to the stature of the fullness of Christ, in whose image we are created. God's hatred of sin and our share in it. God's fight against sin must continue until sin is vanquished. But God's way of fighting is different than man's. His way of fighting is to let everything rise up against him and to bear all and to suffer all, but never cease to be himself. His infinite love wins with wounds, not with weapons. He does not use almighty power to smite those who kill him. He uses almighty love to convert them. Mary, standing by the cross, represents humanity's share in God's hatred of sin and his great his great patience. Our Lady's not angry, but her heart is broken. The balm that will heal the world's sores comes from the vessel of a heart that is broken. God's unrequited love and our share in it. This world is terribly indifferent to the love of God. How many there are who do not care. God cannot alter himself or his standards, but man's indifference must be an agony to him. Mary at the cross represents humanity realizing this. When we resolutely refuse to join the indifferent and go and range ourselves by the cross, then we are sharing the Blessed Mother's vigil.